Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about to end the video, and this is a paid request for Shawn. Thank you so much for that. Damn dust over here. But for those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, thoughts, streams, video game playthroughs for an hour, full playthrough, reactions, tier lists, re-review, whatever, random topic, movie news, feel free. PayPal is usually the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. And as you could tell from the title, Shawn wanted me to do a commentary on the 1999 film End of Days. Pause the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Let me just got the Universal logo popping up. This is for syncing. But yeah, End of Days, I saw this in the theater. It was a really cool experience. I was really excited for the film. I was satisfied for what I saw. Again, for syncing. Okay, well, I mean, we had the beacon that's going to fade away now. And then Universal Pictures Beacon Pictures present. And the next one is Arnold Schwarzenegger. There you go. Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, I love this film. It is one of my favorite Arnold movies. So this will be a lot of fun to do a commentary on. Thank you, Shawn, for the generosity, the request, and the opportunity. Gabriel Byrne does a wonderful job as the devil. Kevin Pollak, a lot of fun as Arnold's sidekick, his police partner. Robin Tunney, she does a fine job as the damsel in distress that the devil wants to fuck. Now, this was a bit of an interesting period in Arnold's career because in the 90s he was having hits like Total Recall, Terminator 2. Last Action Hero didn't do that well, although I think it's an underrated film. But then you had True Lies, which helped him get back on the saddle again. Great movie, True Lies. That came out in 1994. And then after, you had a few films that were not doing the best. I think around the same time, you also had Junior, which I'm not a fan of that movie. You had Jingle All the Way, which I think is a fun movie. Bit of an underrated film. I don't think that film did much business, though. Batman and Robin, it probably made a profit because it's Batman and worldwide, but it was such an embarrassing look. And I don't know, it depends how much marketing they put into it. And that probably got marketed to hell and back, so I know that's one of those movies, along with others, that Warner Brothers were sketchy on the reaction, so they canceled that Superman movie that Tim Burton was going to do with Nicolas Cage. Plus it being in their look at it, their outlook, over budget. Andrew W. Marlowe, who wrote the film, he also did Air Force One, another good movie, and Hollow Man after this. All three I liked. But yeah, Arnold, his films were not doing the best. Like Batman and Robin, and yeah, it was looked as a embarrassing movie. Like Jingle All the Way didn't do that well. And then, this is around the time before this, he had heart surgery. And when he got out of it, he wanted to do different types of films. So he did End of Days, The Sixth Day, Collateral Damage. All films I like. End of Days is my favorite of those. Then Collateral Damage. Sixth Day is okay. But none of them did that well. Like this might have made a profit because of DVD sales and international box office, because I think it made over 200 million. but it only made like 66 million in the U.S. and it had like $100 million budget. Not good at all. Sixth Day was a flop. Collateral Damage barely got released. I think at one point they were going to shelve the film because that's when 9/11 happened, and that was a movie about terrorism. And then I think at one point they were going to shelve it, but then eventually they did release it. And I liked the film. I always liked it, but it didn't do well at all. It bombed. I think Arnold kind of realized things were turning. He wanted to be the governor of California. So he did one last film, Terminator 3, which I'm not a fan of. I think it did make some money, though. And then he was a governor, and he fucked that up. He was a terrible governor. Everyone and anyone would tell you, even people in California, that he was a terrible governor. He did cameos in The Rundown and Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan. But pretty much wasn't until like 2010 where he was in The Expendables, and then a little bit after he was in The Last Stand. And The Last Stand was the last film I've seen him star in that I liked. Everything after Killing Gunther, Sabotage, Expendable sequels, I thought they were all really lame as hell. And then Arnold, Screw Your Freedom. Fuck you, buddy. How about screw you? Screw your freedom, my ass. Bullshit. Then he's having sex with... I mean, dude, you're the guy that fucked your nanny, cheated on your wife, fucked your nanny, and had a baby. You're not one to talk about morality. Give me a fucking break. But I still like Arnold in terms of his movies. I like him as an actor, a personality. I still love films like this. So, he's an asshole, but I still like these movies. I do. And again, I saw this in the theater. I remember seeing the trailer. Back in the day, before YouTube, the only way to see trailers was either VHS tape, and they had trailers before it. You went to the movie theater, you see them before, or on the channel E, for Entertainment E, there was a 30 minutes called Coming Attractions, where they would show you the trailers for films coming out. I would look forward to it because I didn't get to the theaters much, so that was the only way I could see these trailers. And I saw one for End of Days. I saw a teaser with looking like a very scary, spooky 666. It was like less than a minute teaser. And then I saw the trailer with the Guns N' Roses song, which I cannot find that in good quality. There's one person that has it uploaded as part of a 10-minute all the trailers, and it's out of sync. But that trailer with the Guns N' Roses music, it's hard to find, especially in good quality. But it was like, oh my god, I can't deny this. I love that trailer. I love the way it was edited. It got me excited to see the film, and I went, man, I gotta go see this fucking movie. And I did, and loved it. And this is a bit, fucked up. Having a snake put blood on a baby. Hell of a way to start your film. Now, of course, that's Udo Kier, which he was in Blade. He's been a lot of stuff. He was in film Andy Warhol's Dracula, Andy Warhol's Frankenstein back in the day. Not only that, making the baby feed on blood. But yeah, Arnold, he was trying to do stuff different, which I appreciate. Sally's film, I know Arnold's not a fan of the movie. He said it was Peter Hyams' fault. I think his quote was, Peter Hyams did not have the potential to make a good-looking movie, an intelligent movie. He didn't have the potential to really do something with it. James Cameron kind of told us about him, so we thought he could do it, because James Cameron must know. But Arnold, he also doesn't like The Running Man. So it's whatever, dude. You don't like The Running Man, you don't like this film, you don't give a shit about Predator 2 because you think The City's a stupid idea. But yet you do Killing Gunther and fucking, again, some of this other bullshit. That's his opinion, I know. I just disagree with it. Now, before I go further, this is a pretty cool setup here where the devil arrives. And how you don't make the devil arrive? You gotta make it arrive with a bang. In this case, all the fucking sewer, manholes blowing up. I mean, it's an Arnold film, so you gotta have a big start to your movie. I mean, I know we're 9 minutes in, but still, this is the time where you have to do this on screen, in person. So blow up the manholes, blow up cars. Give a big review, big introduction to the devil. It's a predator, it's cloaked. No, of course not. You don't find his human host, which is Gabriel Byrne. Right there, Gabriel Byrne, who was in, funny enough, another religious movie the same year, Stigmata. But he was also in The Usual Suspects. He was in the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. I think the last film I remember him in was it Hereditary? Something like that, I think. I think Gabriel Byrne does a wonderful job as the devil. He has his charm, cool attitude, like when he has the kid. Nice shirt. It makes him hit a damn truck, or a truck hit him. It's honestly one of my favorite portrayals of the devil. Because I don't think he's hamming it. I don't think he's over the top. I think he has that kind of demeanor that has this sinister quality with a little dab of sense of humor. But yeah, I did not know this until recently. I just never heard the story before. The original guy that was going to direct this film, and he was hired, was Marcus Nispel, who was a music video director, and this was supposed to be his directorial debut. Now, if that name sounds familiar, he would later direct the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, as well as the 2009 Friday the 13th reboot, Pathfinder. I guess something about he left because of artistic, creative differences. I don't know as to what those were. I mean, would it be interesting to see what he would have brought? He probably would have tried to have more, maybe snazzy directorial visuals. But then there'd be the fear, would it be like too cutty, quick cut, like a music video? I don't know. Look at this. Kiss another man's woman and fondling her tit. Why wouldn't the devil do that? I don't fuck you, buddy. I'm gonna take your woman. I'm gonna play with her tits, and I'm gonna blow up the place. So it don't fucking matter. I'm the devil. I don't give a shit. Now that's an explosive entrance, right? About. Oh, now. There you go. I know this was used. Yeah, this shot here was used in a lot of marketing. That's the thing, though. Like, yeah, have the devil. Yeah, just be a complete dick as he should be. Ah, the Twin Towers. There you go. And I like seeing Arnold in this different kind of character. Kind of like a Martin Riggs, Lethal Weapon type of vibe. Of course, the backstory, his family's got killed, got murdered. He's obviously been on a downward spiral of alcohol and death wish type of quality in his head. Even thinking of offing himself. He obviously doesn't care about surroundings. You got trash and food everywhere. Again, I thought it was a nice, different role of Arnold. And I think he does a good job. I really do. And I thought this was a nice change of pace for him. But he still gets to have some pretty badass moments in the movie. Now, of course, you know just how dark it is, just like the rest of the movie's going to be fairly dark. That is Peter Hyams. He's known for doing that. He also did it in The Relic. Even in Time Cop, he really likes darkness. Sometimes almost to a detriment, but it definitely brings a certain mood to some of his films, so I actually don't mind. Like, a film like this, I think it works. But Peter Hyams, I disagree with Arnold. I thought Peter Hyams did a wonderful job on this. I mean, I think he's one of those directors that is one of the more underrated directors out there. Because I looked at his work, and there's just so many films of his that I like and enjoy. Whether it be Outland. Outland is one of my favorite Sean Connery films. It's a western in space, high noon in space. Love Outland. The Star Chamber, I think, is a pretty good thriller with Michael Douglas. 2010, the year we made Contact. Such a hard idea to make a sequel to a Stanley Kubrick movie, but I think he did a valiant effort, and I really like that film. Roy Scheider, John Lithgow. I think it's a good companion piece to 2001. And definitely much more of a straightforward, understandable story. Like, I would put this, like, 2001 is much more of a unique visual directing job because of Kubrick, while 2010, and I do think it's the better story, better characters. This is actually a story characters to, so I like both for different reasons. But then it's like Running Steer, the fun buddy cop film with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal. You had Narrow Margin, a solid thriller on a train with Gene Hackman. You had Stay Tuned, a fun comedy with John Ritter. You had Time Cop, one of Van Damme's best films. The Relic, which is a monster movie I quite enjoy. That's a film that deserves... Vinegar Syndrome should do The Relic. Because, like, they did, Virtuosity and Congo, these 90s films, or like sci-fi. The Relic would be up their alley. Let's get The Relic, man. Then this one. And afterward, The Musketeer I was never a fan of. A Sound of Thunder is interesting. It's just, really, it's not a completed movie. Beyond a Reasonable Doubt I thought was really boring. And Enemies Closer was, I didn't mind it. Van Damme is the villain. That was fun to see. I don't think I would have picked Tom Everett Scott and I forget his other, Orlando Jones as the leads. Although I don't mind Orlando Jones. Tom Everett Scott, I mean, he's like, okay, it's weird, but yeah, it's like whatever. But I mean, he's made a lot of good films, Peter Hyams. And the budget's definitely shown because this has some pretty good, solid set pieces in it, man. I think this chase scene is pretty cool where Arnold's character is hanging off the helicopter, chasing after this guy. And there's like the bit where you got to take that evil old lady and slam her head right through the fucking glass and fighting all these cult members in the alleyway and getting the machine gun to the cult members and grenade launcher right into the devil's fucking face as he deserves. I never understood the hate for this film. I never understood it. I mean, if you like Arnold movies, it's a big scope, big budget film. It's well handled, well directed by Peter Hyams. Good cast. Fun set pieces. I just never understood the hate this film got. I never did. And look at all this done practical, in camera. Nowadays, the chopper would be CGI. Like, this chopper, I guarantee, would be CGI if this was done today. I would bet. I know, there's a real chopper right by this fucking building. And then they had a real stunt guy. Obviously, they plugged Arnold in for the close-ups. Of course, this was 1999, so people were still wondering about Y2K and whether when the year 2000 came about, it was going to be the end of everything. Remember that? Well, if you're too young, you wouldn't, but I remember that. The computers are going to fail. It's going to be Armageddon. We're not going to have any computers. We're not going to have any power. Oh my God, what's going to happen? And people like bought a bunch of shit. They had to feel like an asshole. Like 1 or 2 days later, is like, clock just became 2000 now, dude. Like that's all that happened. Just change your clocks. Well, shit. Can't take it all back. Like, again, I mean, you have the... Look at that wide shot. A helicopter tearing a real guy. Again, obviously, you tell the Arnold stuff is plugged in there for the close-ups. But, I mean, it's hid enough that you can't see the face of the guy. So it doesn't break the illusion. Obviously, if you know filmmaking, you know how it's done. But, it's, again, it's shot far enough away and Peter Hyams chose the right angles, so you can't... See, that's one of the issues I had with Sudden Death, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, is there's a lot of fight scenes in that movie that's not Van Damme. Like, there'll be some close-ups, kind of like this. Like, you have the close-ups, then you have the wide shots with a different person. But these are fight scenes. This is what Van Damme's known for. He does some of it. But the other stuff, you could, like, if you don't believe me, if you have the Blu-ray, you have the 4K, Sudden Death, watch it again. Pay attention to Van Damme in each of those fight scenes. You will notice, wait, that's not Van Damme. Play a guessing game. That's Van Damme. That's not Van Damme. That's Van Damme. That's not... I don't do that on purpose. It's just easy for me to see in Sudden Death, so it hurts my enjoyment of that film. There's stuff I liked about that film. I liked it, but that really detracts from it. If it wasn't for that, it may be one of my favorites, but that hurts a lot for me. It really does. But anyway. So Arnold's going after this shooter, which we will find out is a priest. And then they asked him, are you sure you heard him? Because his tongue's cut out. But somehow he was able to hear this. Call it fate. Call it karma. The 1,000 years have ended. So is the idea, okay, he had his tongue cut out, but somehow he's able to talk Arnold to Arnold in this way? Like he's the chosen one? Like he's the one to be able to hear him? Did the priest know that and when trying to talk to him or something? I mean... That's a dirty-ass billfold. No money? God damn, you cheap ass. Well, at least one clue. But yeah... Kevin Pollak there. Really enough, another guy from The Usual Suspects like Gabriel Byrne. And Kevin Pollak, I mean, he's done a lot of other stuff too. He was in A Few Good Men, among other movies. I know he had a podcast show for a while. I don't know if he still has it or what. I don't even remember the last thing Kevin Pollak did. I mean, I always liked him as an actor. It was always nice to see him and stuff. And then sort of the superior, the one on the right is CCH Pounder. I just the role I remember her from, other than this, is I think Psycho 4. She was the radio host who Anthony Perkins would call in and tell his life story, and I might kill again. A ton. Yeah, CCH Pounder. Sorry, my sinus is acting up. Now, like I said, I'm trying to feel like, again, this got hated so much, and even fans didn't like the film. It didn't do that well. I think it debuted at number 3. I think Toy Story 2 was around the same time, which, that was a huge hit. Maybe at this time, I mean, I don't know. There's just people who don't like the film, and that's with every movie. Hell, there's a lot of films I don't like, so it is what it is. But I was going to say, maybe also, at this time period, people didn't really go see these action stars anymore. I mean, I just tell them kind of the age of the action star was gone. Because what took its place was films like Independence Day and Twister. I mean, this year, the Mummy, The Matrix. So they're watching, these films, much more like spectacle, special effects, and wow, maybe I haven't seen that before, and other stuff. That's like, I don't know about Arnold. His fans, maybe like, maybe I'll wait till it's on home video and watch it. And then you have a generation growing up in the 90s that, maybe saw a few of his stuff, but then saw a huge bulk of his work in the 80s. And I don't know, or maybe they just thought Arnold and the Devil, they just thought it was a silly idea and they didn't want to see it. His ton. Keep from talking. As I know shit. No, it's for decoration. He does ton off for decoration. And of course you have the cheap cat stare. I don't think they needed that cheap jump stare. I liked having Paul's reaction, his lines, but it's like, well, how did the cat get in the fridge in the first place? How long has that cat been in the fridge? And, did you need a jump scare like that? It's like, it just seems a bit cheap. But there's Robin Tunney. Christine York. I remember because the people thought, with the clue, Christ in New York. And Arnold was able to figure out quick. Christ in New York, Christine York. But like I said, Independence Day and then The Matrix, like those were the films that now people were going to, and that would continue in the 2000s. Harry Potter films, Lord of the Rings films, films that are big budget and take you into different worlds and much more heavier in special effects and creating these illusions of fantasy and possible world building. And it was less about the old action hero motif. And also, X-Men was 2000, Spider-Man 2002. Those are coming out. And then you see the box office, you see how these bigger budget spectacles are now becoming the go-to for movies, not these action guys considered too old hat, dinosaur, obsolete. And of course, there's people that just thought the film didn't look good, or they saw it, they didn't like it, and bad word of mouth, all that stuff too. I keep seeing these like it's New York 2K and Y2K, all these Y2K things. The fact that Y2K was such a thing. I mean, nowadays, I'm sure it just seems like such a weird concept for people. That people were scared of the year 2000. This guy, I always thought had a unique look to him, especially his hair. They definitely did a nice job casting this guy. He's gonna fuck you, Steve. He's gonna fuck you. Yeah, doesn't he like take the money? It's like, thanks for the money. I'm gonna keep looking at you. Just such a unique look with his hair. Now the CGI does not hold up the best. Does it like brace like these glass? Yeah, that right there, it doesn't really look the best. That I don't mind. The up close to the face. I don't mind that bit. The others, a bit not so much. But this is where more and more CGI is being pushed out for the public to see. And I liked it when action heroes got into this realm. Oh, Pizza Hut. I didn't realize till now that was a Pizza Hut. Pizza was the sponsor. God, I want some Pizza Hut. I haven't had Pizza Hut in forever. The problem is where I live, they don't deliver out here. So it makes it a pain in the ass. Nobody, like, we're so far away, nobody delivers out here, which sucks. The 1,000 years have ended. 27. But like I said, I liked when, sorry, Dolph, the Pizza got me off tangent. But yeah, I liked when Arnold, these action guys got to do more of these, horror action blend. I thought Arnold did a good job here. Nice little motif. Which, of course, this is referenced later when the devil is showing what happened to his family. I know the Razzies nominate him for Worst Actor. I'm like, come on. Bullshit. But when he did Predator and this film, Dolph Lundgren doing films like I Come in Peace. Even with Chuck Norris, did Silent Rage and even a little bit of Hellbound. I say it was always cool to see. I always wish Sylvester Stallone, the closest he did was just kind of Cobra, if you consider that a little bit slasher, like, or ICU, about a serial killer. But never anything like this. Supernatural-wise, or demon-wise, creature-wise, none of that. Which is a shame that Stallone never did that kind of movie. He was close. Isobar was a possibility in the early 90s. Then there was the Fatalis, I think, about the saber-toothed tigers. Then, that film, I always can't believe I forgot this. The Savage Hunt. I always forget what the hell it was called now. Those normally like Predator and the Snow. Sadly, that never came to fruition. I remember people telling me, "Oh, he's going to make that Hunter." It was Hunter. He's going to make that film. I'm like, no, he's not. He's never going to make that film, and I was proven right. Just now, he's doing bullshit like, what was that fucking movie? Armor. He did another one also. He don't give a fuck. He's did his paycheck with Tulsa King, which I saw first couple episodes was good. He'll just stick with that, or if someone's going to give him like, here's 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, pay a shitload of money, okay, I'll do it. That's what we'll do. Which, I mean, to be fair, is like, hey, I get to relax. People treat me like a king, I'm sure, and to do whatever I want, Say a few lines, shoot a few guns, there you go, so. Now we have Rod Steiger. Great character actor. Which he worked with, he was in Sylvester Stallone's The Specialist. I really liked him in this movie. This is actually one of my favorite roles of Rod Steiger. I thought he did a really good job. He had a nice calm presence at times. And I thought he worked really well with Arnold. And then when he has to raise his voice, he has that timbre that fits well. Like here. There's another world out there. It's time to do it. We had difference of opinion. I thought my wife and daughter should live. He thought otherwise. So I have to believe in God to solve a crime? There you go. See, I remember a few things from this. Between my faith and your Glock, I'll take my Glock. You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy. There's some good lines in this. There's some good lines in this. And yeah, I don't get what Arnold means by, like, visually. I remember there was one other interview I saw, or read, about the lighting. So I think maybe that's what it is the lighting. And he's like, Jim Cameron, he would have more lights here and there. It's like, this is the way I shoot it. Because he's not just the director, he's the cinematographer as well, Peter Hyams. He's very specific on the lighting of his films, and again, films like this and The Relic, he shoots them very dark. And I guess Arnold was against that. He didn't like that. And this is a New Year's movie. Like Ghostbusters 2, it is a New Year's movie, so there you go. Yeah, in one of the scenes you do hear a little bit. I think it's when Arnold is getting to rescue the girl from Gabriel Byrne and them, you hear the Guns N' Roses. So it's much later on. The, oh my God, I can't deny this. I've been taught just to murder and fight this. Which I really do like that song. It's actually one of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs. And I thought it fits so good with the marketing, the trailer. Oh, there's another thing with the devil. It's like, hey, the devil can do whatever he does. He's evil, so he's going to have sex with a mother and daughter. I guess Udo Kier's like, well, it's the devil. What can I say? So now he's having sex with a mother and daughter, which is a bit screwed up. And you have this like weird kind of morphin thing. This is where morphin. I'm not talking about Power Rangers, but I mean morphin. You know, they try to implement in other movies, even lower budget films like Bad Moon, among other stuff. Again, I don't know if the effects work 100% nowadays, but it's an interesting idea. And then the reveal of Robert Tunney, and then she wakes up. It's interesting transition. So I liked it for that. And you got to see a little bit of titty, so I liked it for that too. So I think that's not a bad transition. Now, I guess a few people were up for the Robin Tunney role. I guess at one point it was going to be Liv Tyler. And then another point it was going to be Kate Winslet. I think the other guy that was at the door, I could be wrong, but I think that's the guy in Die Hard at the very beginning that tells John McClane, squeeze your toes, with the rug. When you get in your room, take off your shoes and squeeze your toes. I think it's that guy. I could be wrong, but that you briefly saw him at the door when the old lady was hugging Robin Tunney. Well, the guy said they're everywhere. Udo Kier, so there you go. Does he blow smoke in the... Yeah, he blows smoke in the little... Yeah, he blows smoke in there. And these little details just make the devil even more of a dick, as he should be. I think Gabriel Byrne plays this role fairly well. But it seems like he had a lot of fun playing this role. There you go. You know what I'm going to do to you. And then the reveal later where he's like on the ceiling. Nice, crazy reveal. Yeah, right here. The camera tilt up. I think that's a good camera movement there. course, it's the devil. I mean, well, how did he get him up there? 'Tis is the devil. He did do that kind of shit. Oh, is this the one where the kid bumps into him? Yep, it is. Because he's got the Satan shirt. Like the shirt. Hey, kid. There you go. Like the shirt. Again, doesn't serve the purpose. As in, like, you could cut that out and it wouldn't affect the story. But it is, again, another nice little nugget of the devil, just what kind of figure he is. Just, what kind of figure this devil is. Just, this is a nice little moment that, little moment that you remember from the film. And again, like little ingredients you put into the meal make it taste just a little bit better than it had before. And you put enough of them in there, you get a good, solid meal out of it. Oh yeah, and he's like, well, he probably did it himself. How did he get to that scalping? That wouldn't be my rebuttal, Arnold. My rebuttal would be, how the fuck did he get up there? Because it's like 10 feet up. What did he do? Jump like Spider-Man up there? He did it himself. I'd be like, what, he did a ladder? He floated up there? Of course, that cop would say it because he's in on it. He'd say whatever bullshit. Yeah, I like Tim and Pollak. He has a fun sense of humor. I like some of his lines in it. Well, I'll never sleep again. Maybe it was Chris Snork. I don't know. Christine York. Damn, you already solved it. Apple computer. Yeah, that guy. I swear that guy is the guy in Die Hard. Squeeze your toes. Or make fists with your toes. I think that's how he put it. Make fists with your toes. And then John McClane does it. Oh, son of a bitch, it works. And this film, I mean, like I said, it doesn't go too long before another either fun bit, like the bit with the skateboarder, or action bit. So it goes at a good enough pace. Like, you have the helicopter bit. Oh, here goes this guy. So the idea of these priests is that if we kill this girl, then they can't use her. Which, I mean, I guess in a way is to have a valid point of, okay, humanity, everybody's going to risk being killed, sent to hell forever. Do you either have all those people in danger, or do you kill one person for that? As Rod Steiger says, you can't fight evil with evil. Of course, whenever you have these movies, you're always wondering, like, what God is doing during all this. Like, obviously, the devils came down and then got into a human form, hijacked Gabriel Byrne's body. Then you wonder, well, what the fuck is God doing? Why don't he do something? Why don't he, all these other people that get killed during it is like, you just don't let them all die? Like, why don't you, I guess that's the, got Arnold for that. Arnold. Guess it was all part of the plan. Take his wife and kid. So he's in this situation. He does what needs to be done. But yeah, there's a fun gun battle here. Good squibs. Actual squibs. People know what they're doing. They're not fucking around and accidentally killing people like Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's finger doesn't miss, sadly. Yeah, throw his ass right down the stairs. Come on, Arnold. There you go, Arnold. Come on. Come on, do it. What are you doing, Arnold? Come on. There you go. Throw us right down the stairs. Damn, that guy was fast, jumping right through the damn window. That's okay, Arnold. Take your time. Look at the dead body. Just take your time. There you go. Tackle his ass. Now, granted, why didn't you just shoot him in the leg like you did to the other guy in the subway tunnel? Yeah, why you didn't just shoot him in the leg? You had the gun up, just run up and shoot him in the leg, but yeah, it is, it is what it is. I don't know if it was this movie, but he said call an ambulance. I remember hearing something about he had a tough time saying the word ambulance because of his thick accent. Ambulance. Call an ambulance. So, I don't know. I would assume this movie. I know sometimes I heard stuff in Eraser, there were certain words he had a hard time saying. See, that's why with, these documentaries, like they did one on Arnold, they did one on Stallone. They were so disappointing because, let's be honest, the thing we want to hear most from these guys are the making of your movies and your projects. That's what people want to hear from the most. So, like Arnold, guess what? Yeah, I would actually like to hear your thoughts on making Commando. Your thoughts on making this film, The Running Man. What got you into the project? What made you sign up for it? Did you hear about it? Stephen King or Richard Bachman? What was it? 6th Day, collateral damage, all this stuff. Like, to hear your thoughts. Same with Stallone. Tell your version of the story of Beverly Hills Cop. Your version of how that all went about. What you wanted to add into it. Going to Cobra. Why do you think the film didn't do as well as you thought? Talk about the stuff that was deleted. Rambo 3 to Daylight. What made you sign up for Daylight? How was it making the film? How was it doing all these sequences and stunt work? How was it doing that? But no. We got to talk about Stallone's father and Arnold, his stupid governorship, that politics that no one gave a rat's ass about. No one gave a fuck about all that part about Arnold's politics and being a governor of California. No one cared about that. He was a shitty governor, the end. So, And just these disappointing documentaries. Granted, Arnold would not do well in a commentary because he tried to do commentaries for Conan the Barbarian and was a Total Recall, I think, and Terminator 3, and all he does is just say what's on screen. So this is the scene. I can't do an Arnold accent. So this is the sign. I'm one of the few people that. Oh wait, this is a great death. Right through the head. Bah! Ooh. Such a good graphic punch right through the head, man. I remember saying, ooh, shit. It was a big budget Arnold movie, and you don't get to see a whole lot of those like really gory moments. Like later on when he takes the priest and 180 turn the head. I'm like, ooh, shit. See, that was nice to see. And thankfully the ratings board allowed it. But I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, documentaries, yeah, I wish they were done a bit better. More to them. But yeah, it was a good nasty punch through the head. That's what I mean, like those stuff like that that make you like, ooh, shit, that type of thing. I was thinking you had like the gun battle, and then you got the head thing. Now you got Count Pollak, this whole bit here. And people look back on 1999 as a crazy year for movies because you had The Matrix, you had Fight Club, you had The Sixth Sense, you had American Beauty, you had was it Fight Club, The Matrix, The Sixth Sense, The Blair Witch Project. You had a lot of movies in 1999 that a lot of them became either classics or memorable in some way. It was a crazy year for movies, and for me, like I want to include this film, South Park, the movie, other stuff, and The Mummy. And you look at summers and years nowadays, man, it's not nearly as memorable. It really isn't. Yeah, I don't know about the idea of making his piss be the gasoline that's going to blow this up, but it is what it is. It would not have been my first choice. But it is what it is. I like Gabriel Byrne's reaction as in that reaction where Gabriel Byrne's like like a little kid. Ooh. Pretty damn big, massive explosion. Even go through the damn windows. He doesn't really yell out for his partner, which I thought was a bit weird. But was a crazy moment too, where it's like this old fucking bitch ready to scratch him like that. I remember going, oh shit. got Freddy Tudor claws or something. Throwing his ass around. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Definitely got some powder to try to crush him with a damn piano. I like this shot too, right there. Ooh. Somehow just gives an impact, and then Arnold's like, you went, oh bitch, fuck you! Right through the damn glass. I mean, how many movies has Arnold taken old ladies, just throwing them in the fucking glass head first? Like, come on now. The bitch deserved it. Come on, this movie's not bad. This movie's fun. Fuck you, Mrs. Voorhees. There you go. If you want to see how Arnold would be in the first Friday the 13th, there you go. That's Mrs. Voorhees. Fuck you. Now, that actress, I know there's a story that this lady here, with the devil, got the glass in her neck. She said a story that Arnold supposedly did some horrible thing to her, which is, I guess, farted. I don't know, I mean, I guess maybe during the scene, or the way she put it, like, in her face or something. I don't know how that would have worked out. Maybe he was passing by and he farted? I don't know. That seems like, okay, it's someone, can I get some money out of this guy type of thing. So I don't know about that. I do like Arnold's line reading. First, like, Butch, what the fuck? Then here, I don't know why, for some reason I like the easy with the hardware. What? That was said earlier, before this. Easy with the hardware. What the fuck? I do think this is a cool move. Having the guns in the sleeves. Bam! Ba, 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 ba. I like the way that was edited. It just had a nice punch to it. I like the flash of the police lights there on Arnold's face. See, I think that's a cool visual look. The flash on Arnold's face and stuff. I like that. I thought it was cool. And then, weirdly enough, almost becomes like a Terminator movie where Arnold is Kyle Reese. You have the guy having to protect the woman from the unstoppable thing coming for her, and the chase is on. So, like, the closest, what Arnold would be as Kyle Reese, this is the film. I mean, if you think about it. Because I know originally, I think there was talks of Arnold maybe playing Kyle Reese, but Arnold and James Cameron both felt, this guy would be a good Terminator. And then it worked out for that movie, because Michael Biehn was great as Kyle Reese, and then Arnold was the Terminator. But then didn't need so many sequels. I like Terminator 2, should have just ended with there. There'd be a Terminator Genesis, Terminator Dark Fate. Like, those to me are bad Arnold films, not this one. Goofy ass bullshit, stupid bullshit. I think those are bad, not this one. Got Rod Steiger in the mix. Of course, he doesn't trust anybody. Why would Arnold? Because he saw Priest trying to kill her. I think it's around this scene later on where it's like, between your faith and my Glock, I take my Glock. Always one of those lines I liked from this movie. If we fall, the heavens will rain fire. So that's the woman that had the stigmata. Which, again, funny enough, Gabriel Byrne was in a film called Stigmata that came out the same year. And that film looks like a music video at times. And this was supposed to be directed by a music video director, Marcus Dispel. And that, I forget who directed that one. Might have been a music video director. But overall, I'm fine. I'm glad Peter Hyams directed this because, again, I think Marcus would have directed this very, very flashy. I didn't like a music video, and I don't know if... I mean, I would like to see it as a curiosity and an alternate universe, but I like the movie we have now, so... The mark. You got the mark. You got the pussy. He wants to fuck you in the ass and the puss all night long. We'll be a banner. End of the worlder. You banging the bones out each other. You got the touch. You got the pussy. To the end of days. End of days. To the end of days. End of days. Like, Rod Steiger definitely has a good authority in this. It didn't seem like he was sleepwalking. Didn't seem like he was just doing this as a paycheck. Felt like he actually cared. And that talks about what I said before. He's not my God. He's our God, and we'll do it ourselves. I do like Arnold's line before. Oh, right here. I like the line he said before, too. Oh, is it Eastern Standard Time? For when the world, he's supposed to do the deed. Is it Eastern Standard Time? I'll take my Glock. There you go. I have something to protect you. Something real. It's not your dick, right? You don't use that for the maid. He hasn't said that yet, but... I do wonder if they'll do a 4K of this film. I mean, hell, I never thought we did a 4K of Virtuosity, so who knows? But I mean, that's from a place like Vinegar Syndrome. But I mean, I didn't. Virtuosity was a title from a studio. You never know. If the studio doesn't want to do anything with it, and maybe someone buys it and goes, okay, we'll do something with it. Who knows? Although, I mean, who would you get to talk about the film in terms of features? I mean, Arnold definitely won't do it. Maybe Robin Tunney, maybe Gabriel Byrne, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Peter Hyams. The Talk with the Devil. Definitely one of those. Again, just again throughout is like little cool either lines or scenes or action set pieces. We had the grandma had thrown the fucking glass. We had some fun lines like the Glock line. Now we have this bit here. That was a good scene between the two. The temptation. And this bit here where give you what you want. I always thought this was a really good scene to really show the temptation, show his wife, show his kid, tempt him, then show the brutal reality. So he shows us the backstory of what happened to Arnold's family. But actually, it's not just some stop the movie exposition scene where it's just dialogue. Show, don't tell. Here it shows it. And it becomes much more of a visceral moment, emotional moment, because we're seeing what happened to them and makes us feel even more sorry for Arnold's character and that temptation. And I think it definitely works for the scene. And again, I don't get the worst actor Razzie nomination he got. That makes no sense for this film. This scene alone shows that he does a good job. They're not real. Well, let me show you reality then. Right there is Sven Thorson. The guy who's heading towards camera right now. Not the one Arnold went for, but the guy who headed towards camera. That is Sven Thorson. The bigger guy. The one that I think's got the wife in like a chokehold. Sven Thorson is Arnold's buddy who Arnold got in a lot of films. He was the guard in The Running Man. Got to go store some steroids. Yeah, at the end there of The Running Man. He was in Conan the Barbarian. He was also the mall security guard LaFours in Mallrats. He'd been a lot of stuff. So Arnold was able to get his buddy in there. I wasn't there. I wasn't fucking there. I love Arnold's tirade here, his explosive rage here. I love it. Coming up. Right here, coming up. You think you're so bad, huh? You want to fuck with me? You think you're so bad, huh? You're a fucking choir boy to me. To me. A choir boy. Fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy. I think about like people throughout the years that have played the devil. Yeah, you know, Robert De Niro and Angel Heart, Gabriel Byrne in this film. A lot of, I think of Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate. I mean, that may be my favorite devil performance for just how big it is. He's an absentee landlord. But I really like Gabriel Byrne's performance in this. It's easily one of my favorite renditions of the devil. I tell you what I want. Obviously, it's not the line he said, but I always think of the line in The Sixth Day. It's a PG-13 movie, but he was able to get one F-bomb. He's like, I want you to clone yourself so you go fuck yourself. I always thought there was a nice little scene here with the stonework Arnold going right through the damn window. Almost reminds me a little bit of Scrooge when the ghosts have Bill Murray and getting him through the window. Like this, I like the way this is shot here. That looks like somebody is an actual stuntman, you know, hanging out the window. Then you plug in the close-ups of Arnold. Like that there with, you know, some of the up close with Arnold. It might be one of those, well, like that, probably like green screen or something, I don't know. But instead of the more up close shots of Arnold, it may be like he's on like a scaffold or something. And just pretend. I pretend there's nothing under there. I love this moment. This is a crowd pleaser. Get one over on the devil. Fuck you! I always loved that moment. I always thought that was such a cool moment. Because it's like now it's just Arnold get the one over the devil. Just that fuck you moment. Just yeah, being a fan, especially the guy back in the day, just a satisfying moment. Like yeah. I mean, I was gonna say you know it's not gonna do anything, that gun, but I guess you know better than nothing. Woke up in the fucking gutter. Of course, Arnold's gonna have doubts of who the hell this is because you're supposed to be dead, and I think he says you took his body. And yeah, I think Kevin Pollak does a really good job in this scene. His reaction, this is his facial. You're bleeding. Of course, you shot me. Stop being such a pussy. It's just a scratch. Stop being such a pussy. It's just a scratch. I don't understand the hate for this film. I do not get it. It is I think it's pretty. It's one of my favorites. I mean, my favorite Arnold film is Predator. Then it goes The Running Man, Commando, and then probably this film. And then Total Recall and True Lies. Total Recall and True Lies. Just this film I just find, underrated. I want to stick up for it, so I want to put it in the top 5. And I love the horror elements put in there. But yeah, Total Recall, True Lies are great as well. I also like this idea of having like certain priests. You have priests at different size. You have the priests that can't fight evil with evil. Then you have these priests as well. I could do this all day. I think Arnold has a good look to this too. The way his hair's done, a little bit of facial hair. Good, because I'm not afraid to kill you. I'm glad they didn't kill off Rod Steiger's character as well. The devil just smacks him a bit. I think like his head's down and he kind of smacks him like this. Like... This, ooh, here you go. Here's a present for you. Oh, there you go. There's... His smile, yeah. I kind of wanted to see that guy get whatever comeuppance he got. But they leave for this guy. This is where you get that 180, like Jason Voorhees head twist. That's why it was nice to see a bit of violence in this movie. It makes sense, but some movies wouldn't do that. The punch through the head, that right there. And Stan Winston, worked well. They said the creature stuff he worked on. I don't know if he did this other stuff, like the punch through the head and stuff. I don't know if he did that. What's sad is you don't get to see a lot of Stan Winston's creature work. Because I remember... Well, I'll get to that, but... Because I do like this scene as well with all the cult members in the alleyway. I remember this being a part of the teaser, seeing this bit here. I'm like, what? Like the rain, like Seven, that gloom and doom mood. And these like hard-hitting heads where Arnold's like fighting these people. Up, should have known. And you just see this guy, Arnold, just go through the ringer in this movie. That's what I like about it too. It makes you root for him more. He just goes through the ringer, whether it be the old lady slamming around, trying to crush her with a piano, and then the devil choking him and going out the window and cutting his hand, or this be here with the fight here. Nice with the trash can, shield. Did some nice moves right there. Fuck you right into the windshield. Ooh, good like clothesline type of thing. I think he at least gets one more. Ooh, nice punch there. Slam right up there. Uh, Not a fair fight. At least he didn't nice sweep the leg. Listen to Johnny. Sweep the leg. Well, I mean, not Johnny, Treese. Listen to Treese. Sweep the leg. Doing what Treese has told him. And usually this is sort of one of those like James Bond moments where, you know, they could kill the hero, but they don't, either because they give a big exposition or they do all this stuff. But I don't know, for some reason this I buy it. It's like, I'm gonna tie you up, I'm gonna put you here, I'm gonna make you suffer, and I'm gonna let you watch the end of days. For some reason I just buy it. And this one I buy him doing that. Just a lot is like, well, you know, I don't know. Just for some reason, I buy it in this. That the devil would do that. It's like, I'll leave you hanging around. I'll come back for you later. Yeah, I think that's a cool looking shot. Again, Arnold, I don't think it's a bad looking movie. That's a cool looking shot with the camera work and stuff. One more day. Because yeah, Rod Steiger finds him, and then I think he passes out, and then he wakes up, and it's nighttime. I said, I'm glad they didn't kill Rod Steiger's character off. I don't know, I just like his... I just think he does a good job in the movie. Already almost 7 p.m., damn. And you have like everybody staring at him, I guess almost like they know or they have a sense that maybe he's the help that we need. or something to that effect. You see how everybody's staring at him even when he leaves. But yeah, I was talking about like Stan Winston. Like there was some behind the scenes stuff I saw that you got to see Stan Winston's worked with the creature, which at the end in the church with the devil, and they like didn't use any of it, which is so they just I don't know why they didn't use it. I don't know, just certain decisions like that's a bit weird. And I like the line he says in the TV spot more when what you don't do save the world. I thought that fit a lot better, but here is just my job. Yeah, here. And you tell that's a dub. You tell that's not what he originally said. So I'm sitting there going, well, the save the world line I thought was a much better line. It kind of fits. My job is just a very kind of forgettable, lame line. I don't understand why they changed that. Don't understand that at all. And again, at the end, like with the creatures, like it's just all CGI. Like, what was the point? Like, you got Stan Winston to do these effects, and then you don't get to see them. It's like this big, giant, bat-like creature they built. You never see it. I don't understand that. But who, it is what it is. Now, of course, the ending of this film, there were two endings. Because even Peter Hyams, he said, like, halfway through, he's like, you know what, I think your character should die. And the Universal and stuff weren't really unsure. They weren't really sure about it. And he said he filmed it both ways. But the him dying ending hit better for people. I think it was the idea of him being able to reunite with his family, so in a weird way, in a world that we know there's a heaven and hell, that is in a way the happier ending for him. That he's going to be with his family and be happy. I would love to see the other ending though. I do like that. You have love, hatred, and vengeance. Hatred and vengeance in your heart. You may pass. And this is what I mean. This is what I like about this movie is that while it goes into a different direction and, cult, devil, supernatural, it still remembers it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So you have the action set pieces, and at the end, he got the machine gun, he's got the grenade launcher, and as a fan, that's what I wanted. And it's like the people who made this film knew that too. So whether machine gunning and grenade launching, and I love the whole bit with the subway, which we'll get to, because it makes me think of Resident Evil 2. I love that stuff. But yeah, that's. Here's the "Oh My God" song, Guns N' Roses, playing right here. Oh my God, I can't deny this. That's the Guns N' Roses song, which I always did like that song. Again, I was interested with the teaser, but when I saw the trailer with that song, it was edited. I'm like, whoa, I can't wait to see this film. And I said it was a good theater experience, especially this finale, where it's like machine gun and grenade launching, and again, even in the theater, I'm like, man, this is so weird. It's like Resident Evil 2 when you're Leon and you're with Ada, and like Birkin arm is going through the wall and the ceiling and you're shooting at it. It's like, this is like Resident Evil 2. The video game. We got about 27 minutes left of the film. And Arnold just knows something's up, and then there you go. Fuck out of my way. Shoot the shit out of the devil. There you go. I didn't just machine gun the cultists as he should, man. It also is kind of a nice little moment for Tim Pollak's character where, as he puts it, he kind of made a deal. Kind of hard to not make it when you're on fire, but then he has a choice and he pays the price for it, but he does make it. The right choice. I like the way Gabriel Byrne says Bobby. I don't know, something about that always makes me laugh. Bobby. I love Arnold's reaction after, you son of a bitch, after burning the guy up. Good stunt by that person there. There you go. But good job on the stunt person being on fire there. Get a grenade launcher and this sumbitch. There you go. Bam! A lot of nice angles. To get maximum effect of this explosion. Damn, hit the damn gas tanks, or whatever you want to call it, yeah. Blow the whole fucking thing up, holy shit. Because that's always a movie trope, you just somehow outrun the rolling flames. Because apparently rolling flames are so slow that we can outrun them. I know, but it's a movie. I know that's unrealistic, but it's a movie. We're around the flames! Like, flames are pretty fucking quick. But it's just... It's a movie. Can't find a way out, make a way out. See, I wanted him to take a grenade and just blow the shit out of that group of people coming towards him. Like, and then hit the... But I remember, seeing this in the theater, like, all right, it's like, okay, he blew up the whole thing, and then almost get hit by the train, then he's machine gun the devil, he's machine gun the cultists, like, yeah, and then this whole bit here with the subway. Again, this is the part that makes me think Resident Evil 2. In the game, before you get to the lab at the end, before you get to the lab, you're in this tram. Whether you're playing as Claire with the little girl or Leon with Ada, you go on this tram that gets you to the lab. That's the end part of the game of Resident Evil 2. And again, the creature's like, his arm goes through, yeah, shoot. That's what this stuff reminds me of. Coming up. Yeah, the devil's gonna be on the train track. You don't stop! And we get another nice little gory moment here where he punches his hand through the guy's back and through his stomach. See right there, coming through. Came through the ceiling at one point, right? I mean, he's looking at the ceiling. Yep, there you go. And this poor son bitch. Ooh. He's got his heart too. Pulled him right out. I thought that was really cool. And we're on the subway train. We got to hook the cars. Fun movie escapism, which is what's missing from the big budget movies of today. Fun escapism, not a remake or comic book, not DEI agenda driven, just fun wham bam escapism. May not be flawless. There may be some things like this, a little outside the realm of reality. But that's a good stunt. I mean, you have an actual person in front of that. Holding on for dear life. And this I thought was really cool, where I remember, like, not loudly cheering, but inside, like, yeah. This is what you want from this type of movie. Arnold versus the devil, grenade launcher, right in his ass. Here, right there, right in the stomach. And also the fact he took out all those bars and boom. Of course, this model worked here. Because, I mean, they're not going to blow up a real train. You need model work. Shoot in slow motion. Get more of an impact. Work on the sound design to get the explosions as good as possible with the sound design. And then you got this bit here. And that bit there where it's like pieces of the train just coming apart around them. That's what I mean. Yeah, it had more explosions. It is a lot of fun, man. It's fun. It is fun. Jericho, how do you think you defeat me when you are just a man and I am forever? Nice baked up there. I'll be right back. I'm going to keep the movie playing. I just got to check on something with one of my cats. So it's pretty much just them getting to the church. I'll be back in like a minute. I'm just going to let it keep playing so I don't mess with... If you are watching along with me, I don't want to mess with the timing. I know I've done that before, but I just don't want to... I'll be back. All right. I don't know if you heard any of that, but I was hearing something over there and need a bit of water, so got a little pitcher, poured some water in, so it's more clean water, so they have a little bit of something to drink. And then I pour slowly so it doesn't splash on everything. Because I just put it in, it'll splash, I'll clean up, and then be more work. Wasn't pissing or anything. If you're getting water for one of my cats. Had to put flea stuff on them. They're a bit agitated. They're calmed down now, and now they want to drink some water because other cats were drinking the stuff. Anyway, I don't know. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder who watches these commentaries. I get requested a decent amount of them, but I always wonder because I always think I suck at them. I always think I suck at commentary, so I'm like, who actually watches to the end? I mean, they may watch for like 5 minutes or so, but who actually watches to hour and 40 minutes and 49 seconds? If you do, feel free to comment, okay, USA, like Bloodsport. Just so people like, what the hell are they talking about in the comments? Okay, USA. Like Bloodsport. But actually, nick of time, because we have the shaking, the rattling, and the rolling of the church, which I know this is a big part of the trailers, the marketing. I always thought this was a cool build-up. Maybe the idea is that, like, the devil in its pure form is a lot tougher for it to get into a church. So this is like trying to fight its way to get into the church. So it's like trying all his best to get into it. Like in a human form, maybe it's a bit easier. Because he says I could handle the pain when in the other human form, maybe in pure form. By the way, I think this all looks pretty cool. The pews being pushed over, the windows all crashing through. And this is where you don't get the eruption out of the floor. There you go. Now, there's supposed to be a lot more of Stan Winston's work in this. Because it turns, and like you could clearly tell that's CGI. That's clearly CG. That's CG. I don't mind the look, the design of the creature. I don't mind the design of it. I just don't understand like why they didn't do more. Like none of it was used. None of the practical bits were used for that. I don't understand that. And as it's possessing Arnold, I'm trying to see if I can look that up, at least images wise. I mean, I don't know if Stan was behind the design, so at least they used that while, the other people use CGI. Otherwise, it'd be a waste of Stan Winston's time and effort. Like you did Stan Winston and you're not going to use any of it? Like, what the fuck? I mean, if James Cameron can make an Alien Queen work in 1986, I think they can make something like that work in 1999. And that's just me being silly, but because Stan Winston's no longer with us, and I'm a fan of his work, and the idea of his work not being utilized just rubs me the wrong way. Okay, wait. So the devil's in him. Like I said, there were two endings, one where he lived and one where he died. So I don't know if the idea was that each one he fell on the sword, and then the devil, and one the god took the sword out and let him live or something. I don't know. End of days. Yeah, here it is in here. Yeah, I mean, right there. Look at that. Right there. Look at that. How do you make this and you don't put it in the movie? What the fuck, dude? The suit would be filmed on set and eventually intercut with computer animated Satan. Well, none of it was used. I just feel bad for these guys, like making this giant thing and then to not be used at all. Like, look at that. Fuck you. There. Look at that. And you don't use it. Like, look at that. And someone was in a suit? Well, that guy it was a waste of time. In the end, the hardships of shooting the same B suit were mostly for naught, as after a very early test screening of the picture, Peter Hyams decided that the same beast needed to have an even greater stature, and turned to rhythm and hues to scale this creature up accordingly. So by going CG, we could take it up to 20 feet or more in height, like a T-Rex in relation to a man, and utilize the nice big wingspan to work. So they thought that this wasn't big enough. Which is stupid. That would have been great because it would have been in the same frame. Yeah, we were disappointed to see how little of our work showed up in the final movie. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Because the CGI, I mean, I like the design, but that look at that. That looks great. That should have been in the movie. What the fuck, Peter Hyams? I'm sorry, but you do use the bid, like, have it, the statue be the flames when it's pissed, fine, but yeah, you saw he went on the sword, he saw his family, he died, all that stuff. Again, they used the ending where he died. Oh, yeah, it would be nice to see the ending where he lived, but it's not on the Blu-ray or anything. It is what it is. Thought the score was decent here. Nice shots of New York, the celebration. Like that she said thank you instead of saying nothing, and they said meant something to her. As much as I liked this film, I remember there was one fucking reviewer that I think was bought off. That it was the TV spots scarier than the Exorcist and all this stuff. And I'm like, that actually would be a detriment because no one is going to take that seriously. That Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I mean, I don't even like The Exorcist. I only like the third Exorcist film. But even I know from marketing, The Exorcist is one of the most popular horror films of all time. Don't call yourself scary The Exorcist because you're just going to lead to disappointment. So, I think it's like from a publication I never even heard of, so I think they were paid off and bullshit. So, but yeah. But that's End of Days. I think during the... Yeah. After the score, there's the song by Guns N' Roses. Oh my God, I can't deny this. I've been taught just to murder and fight this, to bury you deeper where nobody can see you. Nobody to know. Damn. And probably the idea behind that was, hey, Guns N' Roses, Terminator 2, You'll Be Mine. So maybe they thought the same mentality. Hey, Guns N' Roses, another Arnold film. Only this was nowhere near. And I think Arnold wanted this to be a big comeback. Because, again, he just had his heart surgery. Batman and Robin did not, wasn't looked at fondly. Gene All the Way didn't do well. So he was hoping this would be a big deal. And sadly it wasn't. That's how it was. But I still like the film. I still think it's a lot of fun. I still think it's good set pieces, good cast. There's a lot of stuff I liked in that movie, man. As I said in this commentary, it's still one of my favorite Arnold films. It was great to watch it again. Thanks once again to Shawn. Hope you enjoyed, man. Take care, everyone. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now. Later.